GSL Code S. It's time, Artosis.
Literally.
Yes, our Chinese player Time is fighting for his tournament life, and he's against a no-joke player, Deer.
Yeah, but Deer did kind of get slammed by Bunny. Maybe Time has a chance here. Could have been some nerves going up against Classic, who, of course, won the group, losing only a single game.
No shame in losing a Classic.
Yeah, so I don't want to judge Time yet. We'll see how he fares in this next match. Deer, of course, really hoping that he gets a second shot at Bunny here to get out of this group. If he falls here, pretty sure it's 0% for him at BlizzCon.
I think you're correct about that. Of course, Time, the youngest player in the GSL, the only player from China in the GSL. A lot of pressure on this guy.
Yeah. First player in a very long time. I believe the last...
Was that 5 or 6 years ago?
I wrote an article on it recently. But yeah, it was a long time ago. The last one might have been Loner, even. Jeez,
yeah.
Like a really long time ago anyways.
Well, let's see what happens. We're going to start things off on Abyssal Reef. Time has not had the longest games. Usually when things fall apart, it's pretty early on.
Well, I don't want to say he's running short on time, but...
We'll find out. This is game number 1, Deer versus Time. The loser is out of the GSL Code S.
But there ain't no going back. They'll never catch me.
In the bottom right, in the blue, he is
Deer.
in the upper left, in the red, from China.
X-Team Time.
How many... This is like match 3,500 something,
11.
How many matches do we have a season? So it's 40 in the round of 32, right? Because 8 times 5.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be 20 in the round of 8.
Yeah.
So now we got 60. And then 4 in the next round. So we got 64. And then 2 more, 3 more. So 67 matches each season.
One season. Yeah.
So now what's 67 and 3,511 tastes? Go, quick.
32.
Like I
might be right.
This is the numbers are way too big for me, so I just can't do it.
I might be right.
I guess wow, this is where we find out that you're right, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, whoa,
He's a genius.
and then there's some, yeah, he's a genius. And then some angry nerd at home, he's like, I knew he was an idiot, but I didn't think he was an idiot savant. So, listen, bro.
All right, bro. Well, we have Classic going for a quick Nexus, and this is basically mirrored by what Time is doing, getting a quick command center on low ground. So the odds of anything action-packed happening right away is pretty low.
Do you think Deer is going to play in a specific way against Time here? Is there a way
I don't
that
know.
you would advise him to play after what you've seen?
Well, I feel like, when Time lost his games in the first series, it was really, not to be too cruel, but Time's fault.
Yeah.
It was not exactly like Classic had done something so brilliant, and Time never saw it coming. Time just was out on the map at the wrong moments and kind of was picking fights that he should not have picked.
Yeah. If I could, be in Deer's corner, I think I would just tell him to add his second and third gateway before his third Nexus. The one thing that we saw that was pretty fearsome from Time was he was hitting these little Cyclone Marine attacks that was threatening third bases pretty heavily. But if you add those 2 gates before your Nexus, you're going to be pretty safe against that. So, I don't know, maybe that's going to be the best I could think for him. A couple Widow Mines on the way here via that reactor.
Reaper's going to come out here, might be able to actually kill off some probes. Let's see. So far, basically Classic's controlled everything perfectly. And we have the Oracle coming up here. Now, Time did not scout that. He was instead preoccupied trying to see if he couldn't pick off some workers. Maybe not the best way to utilize that Reaper in retrospect. And then we'll see if the Oracle can come in here and do any damage. We don't have any... Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have 2 Widow Mines on the way, and they're actually out on the middle of the map.
Now, the fact that this Adept is here is so good because these Widow Mines, the way that they were walking out, like, I think he was just going to put them in random spots maybe to even catch the Oracle.
Yeah.
He could have walked him all the way to the natural and maybe try to sneak him, and you see that occasionally. But, yeah, look, he's trying to get these into a weird spot, even putting the Reaper on top. Sometimes we see people fall for this.
So this is a pretty cool trick that some people use is they see the Reaper and say, oh, I want to kill that immediately. And it works.
Wow.
Nicely done. Great mind games. You know, it's crazy. The Widowmine's been in the game for a while, but as time passes, we see that people are getting more and more creative about how to disguise the location of it.
Yeah.
And look, he got rid of that first Oracle, so I think he's going to go in here for a punish and send these this medevac through, and there might not be enough protection.
Yeah, well, there's not. Like, he's got a Phoenix here. Does he even have an Oracle? I don't think he made a second one. He's making a Robo, so he's very aware that he doesn't have that that detection. But look, he's flying like right up the middle. Oh, man.
Here we go.
See what he can get done here.
Whoa, he did not unload any of those. He needs to get all those out now. Looks like he will. Nicely done.
Okay, he's bruising a lot of stuff, but not so much killed as of yet.
And I believe it's only one probe kill here as well.
Well, as this observer pops out, it's going to be not too hard to clean up all these mines.
It's not clear if Classic's aware that that mine is skirting up here to the this expansion right there.
Yeah.
I actually think he should have gone somewhere else to where there's more workers.
I think he's just trying to like hide it somewhere
Yeah.
that he might not realize.
Target it.
Target the one on the left.
Boom.
Well, at least he gets a kill there.
Sometimes with these big Widow Mine drops, I feel like we're not seeing them pay for themselves. You know, losing the medevac and losing 4 Widow Mines is a lot.
Well,
when you consider that a lot of Terrans push later on, having those 4 Widow Mines with your army, maybe that's actually better.
Well, I like the idea behind this one specifically because he got the Oracle. Like, if Deer hadn't started a Robo when he did, these all would have gotten 2 shots.
Okay.
And then suddenly you're like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's like 6 Widow Mine shots that we're seeing there because only 1 died before it burrowed.
I see what you mean.
So I like the idea, but Deer was kind of ready with having his Robo.
Do you think that
quickly.
it's warranted for the Protoss to ever knock at the Robo, though?
Yeah, I mean, I would say when you're going like Oracle with Phoenixes and trying to get into Adepts and stuff, a lot of times you wait for the Robo until you have like at least 6 gates because the Oracle can do kind of a good enough job.
Yeah.
So it's like common enough that I think that this is not a terrible call by Time, but doesn't work out this time.
Stim is now done. Let's see if Time decides to push out. Some of his other pushes have been a little bit too early, but I think this time it might actually work out. He did hurt Classic a decent, or I'm sorry, I keep calling him Classic, it's Deer. He did hurt Deer a decent amount. Looks like also Time playing very similar to the way Bunny's played.
It looks like he just kind of like took his regular 4 Widow Mine drop and added in a Bunny push.
Yep. Phoenixes are going to come out here trying to catch anything airbound.
Going to pick off this Viking, just barely.
Yep. Of course, the Phoenix is losing a lot of shields. Protoss is in a very defensive posture. Well, as I say that, Protoss actually is moving out below the ramp. So we're going to have a full-on fight right here, right now.
Ooh, he's getting on top of everything before those siege tanks siege, which is absolutely awesome, what you want to do.
Okay, he's targeting that down. Great pickups there by the Phoenix. And once again, it seems almost as though Time...
Oh my God.
Actually, I'm sorry. Both tanks lived.
Well, this was really swift micro by Time. He immediately targeted down the Phoenixes that were lifting siege tanks. When the siege tanks landed, they dealt a ton of damage to these Adepts.
And all 3 of these tanks are going to get shots off again. I think the Deer is actually going to lose this game, Artosis.
It really is looking that way. A lot of things very badly injured, but he's just warping in a few Adepts, plus one of Glaive's just now going to finish as well.
Okay. Now the Widow Mines are burrowed. These Adepts already taking damage before they've shaded forward. Liberators coming in.
Oh, geez. Everything getting slaughtered here.
Unreal. Time is doing it.
Yeah, there is really not anything left here for Deer. He's making an Immortal and a Phoenix. He's warping in Adepts. Adepts are not any longer going to be a unit that can fight against this.
Is our Chinese player going to go 1-0 to start things off against a GSL Codas champion? I think that is the case.
And not just a Codas champion, Tasteless, but someone everyone's been talking about as being one of the best Protoss in the world right now.
Yeah, a player that everybody reveres.
Even in his interviews, he's been saying, I'm practicing so hard, I really want a victory. Everyone's saying, oh, his skill is back to where it was when he was a champion. But here is Time, and, I mean, he's giving it to him.
Okay, we can see right now Deer is panicking. He's trying to stop any reinforcements from coming in, but of course, these are Adepts that are not back home. Good luck!
Oh, very well done right there, getting the wall up. Sieging a tank behind it as well. That's really going to slow down this push. Starts to shade in towards that third base, though.
You can see that Immortal still in the game, but so many siege tank shots doing damage.
Ooh, Liberator's getting set up as these Adepts just walk through.
Oh, they're not doing enough damage.
Yeah, he's microing too much at home.
And I think he's going to lose this Nexus back here. If the Nexus goes down, the game's basically over.
Yeah, he has his third base up, but is that really going to be enough? He hasn't done any real damage to time.
Phoenix is coming in here trying to clean up these Liberators.
This is kind of funny. He actually saves this Nexus. I'm pretty impressed with that. I thought for sure.
Considering this push went on forever.
Yeah, it was a very, very long push.
But
well, he's
it doesn't look like Time is not giving up yet. He's just put a position a little bit further out. He's going to try to continue to rally units down there and then do another push.
Time has his third command center up as well, so this is a pretty big deal. 4 siege tanks out. That's going to be hard to fight against with this mostly adept-based army, but Deer is sitting below the ramp. He realizes if he lets him siege up again, that natural is 100% gone, so he has to face him out
with
here.
The next few adepts, he might have enough. Let's see. Terran pushing very, very cautiously.
And look at this. He's taking his time. Pun very much intended. Not pushing in too quickly here. Just going to slowly get up into position. Because if he gets that Nexus, it's just a big lead.
Their supplies are basically even. Although the unit comp may be slightly better here for the Terran player. You can see flirting with the idea of trying to shade in there, but when he sees how many tanks are over there. Now, this is a good play, just getting these Phoenixes to pick up the small numbers of units. But with the Phoenixes not there, the tanks continue to leapfrog forward.
And how do you engage this? The Liberators are going to be so valuable. The tanks are going to deal massive splash.
I think he has to do it. He accidentally had the tank, the Immortal fished out a little bit too far. And with this many Stim Marines, and the tanks continue to do damage to soften up these Adepts, does he have enough?
Wow, this is truly impressive by Deer. He is actually going to hold on.
I can't believe he's doing this.
I thought for sure Time was going to break him here.
Well, let's see. Does he just barely have enough still? I think the problem is the medevac count's dwindling.
Yeah. And the Adepts are not getting worse against us as the medevacs go down, that is for sure. Okay, and this doesn't just mean that Deer wins, but this hold, I got to say, that is the type of
This is one of the best holds we've seen in the GSL, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought this was so over.
You know, we were talking about, is he back in this shape? What's going on here? But, like, obviously this was a fantastic hold. The fact that he is doing counterattacks with the Adepts, which actually don't even work out, and then somehow saves his Nexus, and somehow breaks that push.
Yeah.
Every stage of this, looking at it, I mean, it doesn't matter which Protoss was in this booth. I would assume that they would be dying to that.
By the way, Time's playing a lot better in this series than he did when he came here and started things out.
He's definitely adjusted his play a little bit. Colossus Tech on the way for Deer, but Time is going up into Liberator range, which means he should be turtling nonstop. He's even getting ghosts, which is pretty cool to see. Definitely very useful against Adepts as well. They clump up quite a bit, so EMPs are strong.
Well, I'm not sure that the Time can actually break in again. I think he has to turtle up, which is annoying, right? Especially when you've done that much damage during a push. You're really hungry to close it out. But I think this is the right approach. Just do a little bit of harass and stay back, macro up. He's basically on Phoenix Adept, and oh my god, a dozen kills. That is huge.
You can't get a better couple mine hits than that. That's so brutal, and this is buying him a ton of time as well. Liberator range is on the way. He's taking a 4th base. He's continuing his upgrades. He has ghosts out. I mean, still looking at this, despite the fantastic hold by Deer, it is advantage to Time.
Well, I will say, you know, when Terran stays back and turtles up, that's when they're able to get all these other complex units like Ghosts, for instance. We're seeing that now. They're having a lot of Liberators, too. That's the other big one. If you have that many Liberators, there's a point in time where it's very difficult for Protoss to have a favorable engagement.
Yeah. You know, you either have to really outmaneuver them. Wow, these Adepts, by the way, just doing massive amounts of damage. But you either have to just, like, completely outmaneuver these Liberators or get them, like, get the Bioforce to leave them or be out of position slightly to snipe them all off.
It's only 5 Phoenixes, so the more Liberators he gets out in pairs, the better off he's going to be. Now, the response to a lot of this, because the ground army is so thick from the Terran, is that Protoss is actually doubling out Colossi. But it looks like Time's decided to push. He does have a supply advantage.
Yeah, everything finishing up here for the Liberators as well. +1 as well as range, so definitely a very strong army. Starting to poke in, and Deer knows he's in trouble, but he continues to kill a ton of SCVs.
Yep, Time needs to make this attack work, and this arc is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it is absolutely going to work here for time. Just punching through right now. The Colossi trying to get out of here. The Phoenix is mostly going down. The Liberator's barely touched still.
Time stimming in here. He's going for the jugular. I think he's going to beat Deer here in this game one.
Yeah, this is
GG.
Wow,
Time
really well done. And the entire Chinese esports scene cheering in unison.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a strong victory for Time. He played this game really, really well. Catching the Oracle, the initial push that almost killed the Nexus.
Yeah.
And even when Deer breaks out of there, he stays calm, techs up, and moves out with a great timing with Liberator range.
Deer, I gotta say, he must be shaken. This is not his day. Deer is not a player who's supposed to lose in the round of 32. And unexpectedly losing to somebody who's not a Korean, a Chinese player who's very young Time.
It is very true, Tasteless. We've had a lot of foreigners playing this season. This is our second to last one. No one has made it through yet. Everyone's had a very hard time. But maybe this is the guy that can do it.
All right, let's get ready. Let's get hyped. This is game number 2 on the map Proxima Station. Deer, at one point in time, the greatest Protoss player in the world. Time could possibly go on to our final match. One of the 5 non-Koreans in Season 3 of the 2017 GSL Code S. Let's see if Deer comes back or if Time is going to close this out. And I was pretty happy with that outro, but the game's still not ready.
Well, I'd like to be able to comment on this. Deer does not look happy right now. He looks really shaken, as you said.
Well, he's got to be going over what he needs to do right and fix everything that he messed up in that last game, or he's out.
You could tell them that you tried, but there ain't no going back. They'll never catch me.
In the upper right, in the blue, he is
Deer.
You know, it's funny on the mini-map, when you look, it almost looks like there's creep around the starting location. Do you see? So for a split second when I looked down there, I thought, oh my God, is he Zerg? Are we allowed to do that?
Oh my gosh.
X team.
No, I totally see it.
Yeah.
You're quite right. That's funny. By the way, the new ladder season in Korea started today. War chests are out. Caster Park voice pack is out. Of course, Tastosa's voice pack's still out.
Give it a shot.
We should tell everyone it's a limited time. You better go buy it. It's going away.
Yeah, but the price is going to go up. You guys got to do it fast.
Yeah. It's on sale right now, guys.
Go. All right, so we have the probe coming out right away. Of course, you do need to do a lot of scouting on this map, since there are so many proxy locations, like Artosis was talking about earlier.
Indeed. And this map been around for a very long time and will continue to be in GSL and some other various tournaments, but it is out of rotation on the ladder now.
Okay, he's chased out that probe. Nexus starting in the backyard expansion for Deer. Again, the winner of this series has to go on into the final match to face off against Bunny. We have 3 players left, and only one can move on to that next round of 16 spot.
Do you think that Time can beat Bunny?
I actually have no clue. That's going to be a tough one, because this has basically been the same matchup over and over, PvT.
Yeah, that's true.
TVT is a different beast. I think Bunny is a perfectly fine TVT player.
Yeah. I don't think there's really anything wrong with Bunny's play overall, but if Time can take down Deer, I mean, the potential's definitely there to get him into that round of 16. That would be a lot of fun. Group selection with a foreigner. How long has it been?
Cannot wait.
Just about forever. Well,
so we have the Stargate starting up here. Par for the course in this matchup.
Yeah, nothing different happening really here. Very standard openings, as you would expect on the map. Nice micro there by Time.
Yep, chucks that Adept away. The Shade is in pursuit of that Reaper. What are you laughing at?
The way the probe was sitting as if you had clicked that there to expand there. You know, like it's sitting right where it would make the Nexus.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, that's a weird place for a third.
Yeah.
It's like Time moves out to attack and just sees it and kills the Nexus. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the right play there.
He shouldn't have recalled all his probes there. That was really bad.
Okay, the Reaper once again gets away. Oracle is rallied over here to start out by trying to gun down a few workers, maybe some stray Marines, and then eventually to try to tag the medevac so you can monitor the movement of the Terran's army. Of course, we know that all the Terrans love to be sneaky about where they're going to hide their Widow Mines.
Yes. He's got to be very careful about that. Losing that that Oracle did not do him any favors. It wasn't like the cause of the loss because he had that Robo quickly, but definitely doesn't want to have that happen this time. Now, he is going double Oracle. This, you know, it's kind of an insurance policy. Double Oracle is just very useful overall. You can use some, you know, stasis wards sometimes. You can tag a little bit more. You have a little bit more damage output, all that stuff. We'll see where he goes from there, though.
Okay. Here comes that Oracle.
Ooh, nothing there at all.
Yeah, all right. Now, the Marines take out the shields, but the Oracle's still at full HP, and these SCVs are quite exposed down here.
Yeah, 2 kills, lost mining time, especially on this mule, the slowed down depot.
Okay, now here comes the Cyclone. Let's see if he can't take this one out. Meanwhile, there is a Widow Mine drop. I'm not sure if Deer is ready. Oh, he needs to pick that up. Oh, gets the tag off on that.
Yeah.
Does connect there on those 2 probes. We'll probably have some of those workers attack that over there.
Getting the tag on both is pretty awesome. Okay, I don't know if this was thought out.
Please, I'm scared of heights.
Okay.
Oh,
he actually picks up the other mine.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Reaper's going to come in here.
Dude, Time is playing well.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job.
For both those mines getting tagged and everything, this is pretty good. I thought that light for a second was the Widow Mine. The light on the map. I was like, whoa, that's a weird place. I saw you lean
forward and gasp. I was wondering what that was about. The Robo's done now. And we've seen Time do this before where he gets a Viking and then lands it, and it seems to add a little bit more beef to his army.
Yeah.
And with the way that, you know, the Terran army operates, you know, especially if they have stim, the damage output's high enough. If you can just have the Viking tank a little bit, then everything starts to die for the Protoss. And we saw, I think it was Classic, lose his Nexus to a push like this. Let's see if the same thing happens here to Deer.
Well, there's that second Viking. He has these pylons in position, so that's good. I can't see because he's clicked on. Okay, not enough energy for another overcharge.
That's right.
So definitely take that into consideration. And don't forget, Vikings do a lot of damage against Stalkers now. So that is pretty darn strong.
Okay, he's coming in. Now there's 2 Oracles here. Now just 1. The Marine number is beginning to thin out, but Cyclones are beginning to spill in here too. So much damage. The Immortal is here, but is there enough to back it up?
Ooh, the Immortal coming out is just so much damage being put off here.
He needs to get rid of that Immortal, and he might be able to take the fight, but the Immortal's still alive, and he's going to lose that medevac. It's holding that Viking, as funny as that is to say.
That's always very funny. But the Immortal really, really saves the day here. If he had not had that pop out, things could have snowballed there a little bit. Maybe he loses the Nexus even, or has to pull a bunch of probes.
I didn't realize he didn't have any stim there. I guess that makes sense because the fight seemed to go a little bit slower. You know, you got to be careful when you're running away and the Protoss player has Phoenixes. They can always pick up the stray units, and that ends up with Terran very thinned out and might even end up losing in the counterattack here.
I don't think he'll have too much of a problem. Like I guess he was making an add-on with his factory, so that's definitely fewer units.
Being able to pick up, there we go, beats me to it. Picks up the Colossus, the Cyclone, excuse me.
With this Immortal here, he is just busting down the front door.
Here too. Look at this.
Yeah. This is
he just might have enough.
He doesn't have a rally, so I think this can maybe still be held, but that Immortal is like a tough unit to kill.
He can run in here and even pick up 1 or 2 Marines with these Phoenixes, with these Phoeni.
Phoenicians?
Phoenicians, yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, great pickups with the mines. You know, I just don't think there's enough Marines.
This is crazy.
He's also almost in range of getting that tech lab.
It's a Prism Tasteless. That's a good unit to have right now.
Of course, he can also pick up. There it is, GG. Really nicely done by Deer.
What a kill. That was very nicely done.
Okay, we're going to game 3.
That shows you like how much difference a single unit can make, because the push was getting pretty close to breaking through the defenses of Deer. Down comes the Immortal, shifts the fight into his favor, counterattacks, and actually wins. And the Immortal was a gigantic part of all that.
Get ready for our final match with these 2 players. Time from China is holding his own against the GSL Codex champion, but Deer is someone who adapts and overcomes, and he might be able to do it here in this series.
Wow. Deer definitely hoping that he can make it into the next round here. Can Time get this gigantic upset? Odyssey will be our map.
That's right.
It's doable.
All right.
No, it's not.
It's not doable. This is over. Let's see what happens. Whatever the best TVP that time can muster, he's going to have to bring it to the table now, but that still might not be enough, as Deer is a former GSL Code S champion. Wow.
Here we go.
Here we go. I thought we were going to start a little bit later. We actually ran out of music. Step it up, guys. All right, here we go.
I'm running for the river. You can tell them that you tried, but there ain't no going back. There's a King Sports.
All right, in the bottom right, in the blue,
Deer.
Some renewed life in the man.
in the upper left, in the red, he is.
X-Team time.
Okay. Speaking of X-Team, favorite X-Man?
Wolverine.
You don't look like Wolverine, by the way.
I do look like Wolverine. Yeah, I'm Wolverine, but I'm taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You are taller.
Isn't Wolverine supposed to be 5'2" or 5'3"?
Yeah, he's supposed to be really, really short in the comics.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Hugh Jackman. I mean, you can't like.
Well,
that's
Hugh Jackman's actually 6'3".
Yeah, yeah,
People are like, why do you know that, Tasteless? I'm like, because I am in love with Hugh Jackman.
yeah. Tasteless thinks he looks like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, it's really more like Hugh Jackman looks kind of like Tasteless is the way to put it.
that's true. You are older than him.
Yeah. Okay, the probe comes in now. Deer definitely erring on the side of caution. He does not want to lose the time here in the round of 32.
No, to get last place in the group, that would really be something, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone has so much respect for Deer right now.
He's such a revered Protoss player.
Yeah. Definitely wants to make it 6 Protoss in that next round.
Building on top of the little grassy knoll there.
That's how it tells you where to build it.
Yeah. I got
Just
nothing
build
else
on
to
top
say.
of this
Or
grassy knoll as
yeah,
well.
yeah. We have the factory coming along here.
The Nexus came from the grassy knoll.
There had to have been a second expansion. Also, the moon landing was faked. Okay,
Yeah.
so going into this game, we have the reactor on the way. Let's see what happens. I got to say, time. We're starting to see the bones really appear of how he likes to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for me, time was a bit of an unknown. I really did not know what to expect. But he's holding his own. Oh no,
Yeah,
this is not the way you want to have happen.
Ooh!
See ya.
Lee Harvey probe walled over
Yeah.
here.
All right, the probe. I mean, that's actually a pretty big win.
That's
Stuff like that can get in your head.
yeah, that's really surprising that that's even occurred. And now with an adept coming up, just damaging these makes him two-shotted by the adept. The Reaper has to come back, so the adept can just run wild.
What? Shot the command center of all things.
Okay, well,
It'd be cool if it knocked him down that cliff.
doesn't get those kills.
The adept had to land in the tree. Wouldn't that have been cool, guys?
Gets stuck in the log in the bottom of the map.
Yeah. He goes down there and it's quicksand.
You know, there's like a kayak.
Lay on
in
your
it.
back. You got to lay on your back and wait for help to come.
Is this actually what you're supposed to do with quicksand?
Yeah, I
You know
just read
what's-
that. It came up on my Twitter feed.
Oh, really?
I'm following too many things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that actually scares me about it is if one day, it could be like 20 years in the future, right? Like StarCraft 3 came out,
Yeah.
and I've been doing that for a while, and now
Yeah.
I'm a millionaire and stuff because
Yeah.
esports is so big and dirty caster money, so I'm
That's
going
right.
traveling the world.
Absolutely.
And I get in quicksand, and literally I will remember that you told me to lay on my back, and then
Yeah.
I'll do it, and all that will happen is that I suffocate quicker because my head is now in
Yeah.
the sand. I'm like, oh, no, Taste told me that. I should have known he had no idea about quicksand. He's never been near quicksand in his life.
He's never been in nature before.
As the sand fills my mouth, it looks like the Mummy movie. My
Oh, my
last
God.
thoughts are of Brendan Fraser and tasteless as I die. What a sad existence that is.
Okay, the adepts are shading in. He's getting a good idea of what Terran's up to. What are some of those other ones? Like, okay, so if you're running from an alligator, you're supposed to serpentine. You want to zigzag your movements.
Oh, okay, so like survival things.
Survival stuff.
Survival things.
What's another survival one?
eating snow is not a way for you to get water. Like you will will die quicker because
if you eat
use
snow?
up. Yeah, like you use up like too much energy or something.
Yeah, you
to melt
burn
it.
like too much body heat or something.
For humans, it doesn't work. Like I think a lot of animals it does work, but not humans. So that's one.
Give me another one.
I have to think for a moment. This is like new to me.
These were the things I was really into as a kid.
So always give the kill shot to a zombie.
Always shoot the zombies in the head.
Yeah, like when it's on the ground and stuff, don't just assume it's dead. You got to do the kill shot.
That's about it. Always scout.
Those are all the survival facts I know.
That's right. You guys are going to live a long time watching this stream for sure.
If your friend gets bit by a snake, bring them to the hospital. Don't try to suck out the venom.
Yeah. Don't read the Twitch chat if you want to learn about how the game works.
Oh, that's a.
You want to keep your eyes closed like Indiana Jones had to do in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. That's what you got to do. You're not going to get better reading that stuff.
These chat GMs, man.
Yeah.
Don't listen to them.
Don't listen to the chat GMs. Okay, Terran's going to try to push out here, but there are 5 gateways about to finish, so there's going to be a pretty big explosion of units.
Yeah, double siege tank, stim, combat shields +1. That's definitely some quality stuff coming out here for time as well. Quite a few units. Ooh, does he catch that Oracle? Nope. Very quick reactions and he even just sent a single Marine into that, so that was very nice.
Now, will the second one catch him? That angle is actually... Oh, my God! How is he not hitting that thing?
That's crazy.
Oh, my God! Now, that might hit him later on if he's running away.
Yeah, totally. In fact, there's a whole line of them going back to this third base, but he goes right up into the natural. He's not messing around here.
Bunker time.
Oh, boy. If he gets these bunkers up, man, like this entrenched push becomes very hard to beat with Adepts.
Well, the Adepts are not, they don't really have a great counter for the bunker. The Adepts are kind of beefy like roaches, but... Oh, no, wait, that's a turret over there by the right of the tank. I thought it was 2 bunkers.
Oh, I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a turret's very useful here as well.
Here we go.
This is...
Oh, I don't think he's...
I don't think he's going to do it. He's doing it, yeah. He's just going for it.
Now he's picked up the tanks.
The turret finishes, though. The Oracle dies in a matter of seconds. Stim plus combat shields and +1.
Oh, the tank
doing
is still in the game.
Oh, the tanks get picked off at this point.
Liberator's
and he doesn't have
coming
that
out.
bunker done yet.
He just doesn't have enough on the ground. And now the Liberators are going to go down. And that thing still wasn't set off. Oh, no, wait, those are new ones, right?
Which ones?
The traps, the little stasis traps.
Oh, the ones at the top. Yeah. Those have been there actually a bit. He lost the Oracle at the beginning of that
what is this
fight.
army doing out here?
Whoop. Okay, he goes home.
I'm getting out of here.
Definitely the right call. This is Phoenix Adept, so he needs to sit back just for a little bit here, make some more units, get some more complexity, and he's doing that. He's getting Widow Mines, he's getting Liberators, he's getting Marauders. These are all units that are good against this. But that push was almost really scary. That was very decisive by Deer to jump on right then. If that bunker had finished, that might have gone the other way.
Absolutely. I think it would have. Yeah. This does go into this theme we've talked about a lot here at the GSL, that you really don't want to attack out into Phoenix Adept early on. Phoenix Adept is pretty robust.
Yeah, in the early game, it's super, super good. As you get more complexity, it becomes hard, right? Adepts don't kill Marauders well. A lot of Widow Mines together can make it very messy to get on top of the army. Phoenixes don't kill Liberators very quickly either, even though they do kill them. Ooh, that is a lot of Adepts, isn't it?
Oh man, this Liberator is not enough of a threat.
These guys went in the wrong direction.
This play is kind of shady, Artosis.
Well, with so many Phoenicians in the sky, blotting out the sun.
That's right. He's coming forward. Once again, time is not giving up on this. I think the odds of this working are a little bit lower than that initial push. He's got enough Phoenixes, he can really dissect the army.
A lot of Stalkers being added in now as well. That Blink not quite done yet, but will be soon.
Ooh, almost gets that that last Liberator.
Ooh, this could be messy. A bunch of mines burrow, but they get picked up. Wow, great.
In fact, I think none of the mines burrow.
Yeah,
that might be game.
Looks like he should be able to just dissect the rest of this.
GG. Deer survives and goes up against Bunny in our final match.
What do you think about Time's play tonight? He gets last place in the group, but does take a game off Deer.
He was holding his own.
Yeah. He had some very good attacks.
Yeah.
Some good play. 2 of the games that he lost tonight were based off of early attacks against Phoenix Adept. And I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record here at GSL, but when that occurs and the Phoenix Adept player holds, you shouldn't be too surprised. Even though that was a more tech-heavy push this time, and he almost was able to do something, Deer, he found his moment, he pounced, and he did beat down that army.
Guys, don't go away. We got a great match coming up next. Deer versus Bunny in a fight to move on to the round of 16 in the GSL Code S. Yeah.